The trailer opens with silence, the kind that chills your heart before anything even happens. Amy stands in the middle of the Heartland ranch, her eyes locked on her horse. It's the one that's been by her side through every storm. The camera lingers just long enough for us to feel the weight of something coming. Then in one heartbreaking moment, everything changes. The screen fades to black, and all we're left with is Amy's broken whisper. No. Please, no. That's when it hits. This isn't just another episode of Heartland. This could be the most emotional moment of the entire season. Season 19. Episode 5 of Heartland starts in a way that feels both peaceful and uneasy. The morning light touches every corner of the ranch, horses grazing quietly, the wind moving gently through the open fields. Everything looks perfect, too perfect. Amy walks through the barn, her boots softly crunching against the floor, her hand brushing along the familiar wooden stalls. You can feel that deep connection she has with this place. The one built from years of love, pain, and endless memories. Her horse. Spartan's descendant, the one she's trained since it was a foal, waits for her near the fence. The way she looks at it, you know this bond is more than just trainer and animal. It's friendship, family, and history, all rolled into one. She whispers softly, her voice full of warmth, and the horse nudges her shoulder as if it understands every word. It's a simple scene, but it carries a quiet kind of beauty that Heartland does best. Moments that remind you life can be peaceful before it breaks your heart. Then, small hints begin to show. The camera catches Amy's thoughtful stare, her slight hesitation before mounting. Maybe she feels something is off. Maybe it's just instinct, that invisible connection between her and her horse that's always been stronger than words. The music in the trailer shifts, a soft violin note trembling under the calm as she starts to ride. The scene looks almost like a dream. The ranch stretches behind her, the mountains glowing under the sun. And for a second, you forget this is a show. It feels real, like watching someone's memory unfold. But then, in just a blink, the horse stumbles. The rhythm of hooves breaks. Amy's voice catches. The trailer cuts to black. No sound, no music, just silence. It's one of those moments that makes you stop breathing. Fans who've seen the trailer already know something tragic is coming. Heartland isn't afraid to break our hearts, and this time, it looks like Amy's bond with her horse will face the hardest test yet. The scene leaves more questions than answers. Was it an accident? An illness? Or something deeper? A message about loss, change, and healing? Whatever it is, it's clear that episode 5 isn't just about losing a horse. It's about Amy facing a moment that could change everything she's built since. Spartan before the heartbreak we see in the trailer, episode 4 left us with a calm that felt too fragile to last. The ranch was quiet, but the silence carried heavy thoughts, the kind that live between moments of peace. Amy had finally found some balance after everything she'd been through. Yet there was something in her eyes that said her story wasn't done. She'd been spending more time out in the fields, away from everyone, riding, training, and finding comfort in the one place that never judged her with her horse. In episode 4, Amy worked with a troubled horse brought to Heartland for rehabilitation. The animal mirrored everything she'd been feeling inside: fear, stubbornness, and the need to heal. As always, Amy's gentle nature helped the horse open up, but it wasn't just about training. It was about reflection. You could tell that as she helped the horse overcome its fears, she was slowly mending her own broken pieces too. The show has always been about more than horses. It's about people learning to move forward even when the past tries to hold them back. The last scene of episode 4 felt almost poetic. Amy stood near the corral, watching the sunset paint the sky orange and gold. Her horse stood beside her, breathing calmly. There was no dialogue, no music, just the sound of wind and hooves. That stillness said more than words ever could. It was a reminder that peace doesn't last forever, and that sometimes the most painful storms arrive right after the most beautiful sunsets. Elsewhere in the story, Lou faced new challenges as mayor, trying to balance leadership and family. Jack offered his quiet wisdom, reminding everyone that life at Heartland isn't about avoiding pain. It's about facing it together. And Tim, as always, wrestled with his own regrets, trying to make up for lost time. These side stories may seem small, but they form the emotional foundation of what's coming next. Each character's growth leads us back to Amy, to her bond, her healing, and the tragedy that will soon shake that peace. When the credits rolled on episode 4, fans felt it, that strange mix of hope and fear. The calm before something bigger. The way the episode ended made one thing clear. Heartland was preparing us. Preparing Amy. Preparing her horse. For a moment that would test everything we've come to love about the show. And now, as the trailer for episode 5 plays, those echoes from episode 4 suddenly make sense. Every quiet look, every hesitant smile, every moment of stillness, they weren't just filler. They were warnings. Because when you look back now, you can almost feel it, the universe whispering that something precious was about to be lost. The trailer for Heartland Season 19. Episode 5 doesn't ease us in gently. It grabs you by the heart from the very first frame. The sound of distant thunder rolls over the open sky, even though the scene is bathed in morning light. It's that kind of visual contrast Heartland uses so well. Beauty hiding, heartbreak, calm, hiding chaos. The first shot is of Amy standing near the barn, brushing her horse's mane. She's smiling, but the kind of smile that feels borrowed, fragile, as if she's trying to hold back something heavy inside. Then, the tone shifts. A soft melody fades into silence, replaced by the muffled thud of hooves. The camera follows Amy riding across the field. The wind moving through her hair, the sun glowing behind her like an angelic shadow. It's peaceful for a heartbeat until it's not. The horse's stride falters. Amy pulls on the reins, her voice trembling as she calls out. The trailer cuts to a flash of light, the screen fading to black for half a second before showing Amy kneeling beside her horse. No dialogue, no narration, just a shot of her face, pale, shaken, eyes wide with disbelief. That single moment is what has the fandom talking everywhere. Did her horse die? Or is this one of those Heartland cliffhangers meant to crush us emotionally before giving us hope? The trailer doesn't give us answers, only pain. The editing is masterful. Quick cuts between Amy's panic, Jack's worried face, and a shot of Lou running across the yard. The entire ranch feels heavier, quieter. The sound of wind replaces music, and every second feels stretched. Like time itself is refusing to move forward. Then comes the flashbacks. A montage of Amy and her horse over the past few seasons, training together, riding through the hills, comforting each other after Spartan's death. It's a silent tribute, one that tells us this horse wasn't just a companion, it was a piece of Amy's soul. The trailer uses these memories like emotional daggers, reminding us how deep this connection runs. And then, the most haunting image appears. Amy standing alone in the rain, her hands covered in mud, her hair falling across her tear-streaked face. Behind her, the stable door swings open, empty. The screen cuts to the words, "This Friday." Everything changes. That one line says it all. This isn't just another episode. This is the emotional turning point of the entire season, maybe even the series. Heartland has always been about family, love, and healing, but this time, it's showing us that even the strongest hearts can break. Fans everywhere are holding their breath, waiting to see if the trailer's heartbreak is real or just another cruel trick to prepare us for something even deeper. Every second of that trailer feels deliberate. The lighting, the silence, the way the camera lingers on Amy's trembling hands. It's not just a story about a horse dying. It's about the pain of losing what connects you to who you used to be. And in that moment, Amy isn't just a character. She's every person who's ever lost something they loved more than themselves. When the trailer for episode 5 dropped, fans didn't just watch it, they felt it. It wasn't about action, or drama, or even words. It was about that one haunting image, Amy on her knees beside her fallen horse, whispering something we can't hear. That silence became louder than any line of dialogue. It's the kind of silence that wraps around you and refuses to let go. For longtime Heartland viewers, this moment doesn't just hurt, it feels personal. Amy's relationship with her horses has always been her way of connecting to her late mother, Marion, and to Spartan, the horse that carried her through grief, love, and rebuilding her life. Losing another horse isn't just losing an animal, it's like losing a living memory. That's why this trailer hits so hard. It's not about one tragic event. It's about what that event represents. The end of an era, the start of something new, and maybe a lesson in letting go when your heart isn't ready. Some fans believe the horse's death symbolizes Amy's emotional transformation. Over the last few seasons, we've seen her struggle to find balance as a mother, a trainer, and a woman learning to live without Ty. Each episode since his passing has been about rediscovering herself through the things she loves most: the land, the people around her, and her horses. But now, with this new loss, it feels like the universe is testing her again, asking, how much more can you handle before you find your strength again? Others have shared theories that the scene in the trailer might not be what it seems. Some think it could be a dream, a nightmare Amy experiences as she faces her fears of loss returning. Heartland has used dream sequences before, moments that blur the line between reality and emotion. It would make sense if this trailer was showing us Amy's inner pain rather than a real event. After all, dreams in Heartland often carry messages, not final goodbyes. Still, there's a darker theory too, that this moment might mark Amy's decision to step away from training for a while. The loss could break her spirit enough to make her question her purpose, forcing her to take time to heal, or even to change the way she connects with animals altogether. That would make episode 5 not just tragic, but transformative, a defining moment for her. Character's growth. What's fascinating is how the trailer uses emotion to tell its story instead of words. You don't need to hear Amy speak to understand her pain. You see it in her trembling hands, in the slow motion of the horse falling, and the flicker of panic that crosses Jack's face. Heartland doesn't rely on shock value, it relies on heart value. It's emotional storytelling at its purest, where one image can carry 1,000 memories. And as fans, we can't help but wonder, is this loss another way for Amy to rebuild herself, just like she did after Ty's death? Maybe this isn't just a story about tragedy. Maybe it's a story about the kind of strength that only heartbreak can teach. Because in Heartland, pain doesn't end stories, it transforms them. And as this new chapter begins, one thing is certain: Amy Fleming is about to face her hardest lesson yet. Learning to let go without losing who she is. Grief has always been Amy Fleming's greatest teacher. From the moment we met her in Heartland, she's been defined by how she turns heartbreak into healing, not just for herself, but for every soul that crosses her path, human or animal. But this time, the pain feels different. This isn't the kind of loss you can ride away from or fix with gentle hands and quiet words. This one cuts deeper because it touches the last piece of her heart that was still untouched by time. Her bond with her horse in the trailer. The way Amy's face changes says everything. For years, she's been the light of Heartland, the calm in chaos. The one who always finds hope when others can't. But when that light dims, even for a moment, the whole ranch seems to hold its breath. Her silence after the fall, her trembling breath, the way she leans forward as if trying to will life back into her horse, it's not just acting. It's years of character growth captured in one heartbreaking moment. If you look closely, you'll notice something else in the trailer, a shot of Amy standing alone by the fence at sunset. Her back is turned, her hands still, her shoulders low. It's a quiet kind of strength. The kind that doesn't shout or cry but chooses to keep standing when everything else has fallen. That's who Amy is. She breaks, but she doesn't stay broken. Every tragedy she's faced has shaped her into the person she's become. A woman who understands that healing doesn't mean forgetting, it means carrying love differently. Jack's presence in the trailer also says a lot. There's a moment, barely a second, where he reaches out to touch her shoulder, and she doesn't turn. She just stands there, eyes on the horizon. It's as if she knows that no words can fix what she's feeling. Jack, ever the quiet guardian, doesn't try to fill the silence. He simply stays beside her, the way he did when Ty passed. That's the kind of bond Heartland has always celebrated. Not flashy or loud, but steady. Like the land itself, Lou's story too reflects this shared pain. She's always been the voice of reason, but in the trailer, her expression is softer, more human. It's as if she finally understands what Amy's been carrying all these years. The family scenes, though brief, show how grief ripples through Heartland like a storm over the fields. Each person feels it in their own way, but they all look toward Amy, because when she hurts, the whole ranch feels it. For Amy, this loss could mark the beginning of a new chapter, not one of despair, but of rediscovery. Losing her horse might push her to question who she is without that bond, forcing her to rebuild not just her career as a trainer, but her sense of self. It could be the season where Amy stops running from her pain and starts embracing it. Learning that healing doesn't mean things go back to how they were, it means finding beauty in what remains. And that's what makes Amy such a powerful character. She's not perfect, and she's not invincible. She's human, raw, real, and brave in ways that don't need words. Heartland has always shown us that love leaves scars, but Amy teaches us something deeper. Scars aren't signs of weakness. They're reminders that we've survived. So as the screen fades to black and the trailer ends, one thing is certain, Amy's journey isn't over. It's just changing shape. And maybe, just maybe, this heartbreak will be the moment that helps her find a new kind of strength. The kind that comes not from holding on, but from letting go. The moment the trailer for Heartland Season 19, Episode 5 dropped, the internet didn't just react, it erupted. Within hours, timelines were flooded with one shared emotion: heartbreak. Fans who grew up watching Amy Fleming's journey said it felt like losing a part of their own story. The hashtag Heartland19x05 trended across platforms, filled with tearful emojis, slow motion edits, and heartfelt messages like "Not Amy again. She's been through enough." On YouTube, reaction videos poured in within minutes, faces frozen in disbelief, hands over mouths. Some even crying as they replayed that moment, the collapse, the scream, the silence. Comments like "I'm shaking. And I knew this day would come, but I wasn't ready" painted a clear picture. Heartland had once again managed to hit where it hurts most. The heart Twitter, or X, as it's now called, became a therapy room for the fandom. One tweet read, "If Amy's horse really dies, it's not just a story, it's an end of an era," another said. "Heartland taught me about love and healing, but I didn't expect to cry this hard again." People started sharing old clips of Amy and Spartan, comparing those emotional beginnings with the current pain. It's as if everyone collectively remembered how much this show has been a part of their own growing up. On Reddit, discussions turned deep and reflective. Fans dissected every second of the trailer, frame by frame, searching for hope. Some noticed a faint sound, a heartbeat, or a breath right before the trailer fades to black. "Maybe the horse isn't gone," one fan suggested. "Maybe it's just injured. Maybe this is the writers testing us." Others weren't so sure. They pointed out that the title card, "Everything Changes," rarely means anything good in Heartland. Instagram and TikTok filled with fan edits, soft piano versions of the theme song, montages of Amy's best moments with her horses, slow-motion tears paired with the caption "Goodbye, old friend." You could feel it everywhere. This wasn't just another episode for the audience. It was a personal loss. The kind of sadness you only feel when a story has been a part of your life for too long to call it fiction anymore. Even the cast seemed to feel the weight of it. Though they haven't confirmed anything directly, Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, posted a quiet photo on her Instagram, a silhouette of a horse under a cloudy sky with the caption, "Some bonds never fade." No spoilers, no explanations. Just a feeling raw, honest, and heavy with meaning. Fans flooded the comments with questions and heartbreak, trying to decode her silence. What makes this all so powerful is that Heartland has always had a unique relationship with its viewers. It doesn't just tell stories, it walks with people through their own. When Amy grieves, the fans grieve. When she heals, they heal. That's why this trailer hit differently. It's not just about losing a horse. It's about the end of a chapter. It's been part of people's lives for nearly 2 decades. As the dust settles online, one truth stands out among all the theories and heartbreak. No show does emotion like Heartland. It makes you cry, not because something sad happened, but because it reminds you how much love, real love, can hurt and heal at the same time. As the trailer fades and the screen goes dark, there's one thing that lingers. Not the shock, not even the tears, but the silence. That kind of silence that comes only after something truly heartbreaking. Because Heartland isn't just a show about horses or family or love, it's a story about life itself. It's about how the things we love most can change us, shape us, and sometimes leave us when we least expect it. If Amy's horse truly dies in episode 5, it's not just another storyline. It's the closing of a circle that began years ago with Spartan, the bond that made Amy who she is. It's as if life is asking her one final question. Can you still heal others when your own heart is broken again? And deep down, we already know the answer. Because Amy always finds a way to turn pain into purpose. That's what makes her and Heartland itself unforgettable.